Dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful that we can meet together as a group and learn from each other and to help each other in this class.
Yeah.
We're grateful for the
Especially in something
gospel,
like
for
it's a lot to take in.
the guidance that it gives us.
It's
We're
really like
grateful
learning a
for
new
our
language,
Savior.
like I said in the chat.
Please help us to
There's a
remember
lot
and
to it.
understand that our minds will be clear and we'll be able to understand this chapter. In Jesus' name of Christ, amen.
Amen.
What's that, Robbie? Okay. Yep. Let's go.
Probably items.
Sorry, I'm not really that tired.
Pacific, so see 8 o'clock. It was a couple hours ago, I think. That's 5 o'clock? No. That's in like
All right. Sorry, I had to walk away for a sec. Did you all have any questions on the preparation assignment that we should go over together?
So it's 8 o'clock. That'd be 7 o'clock.
I've got to go through it better.
Yeah.
That's
It's just,
nice, man.
I got to reread all of it again and go, what am I reading? And I do this and I do that and sink it in a little better.
yeah, it just sounds like a foreign language to me. This is hard.
The things that I don't like, and I'm sure I'll get used to it. It's just the symbols for everything.
Mm-hmm.
They all look so much alike to me that sometimes it's hard to remember which one is what.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to the mu being the mean,
Mm-hmm.
and the circle-y thing with the line, what is that, the sigma or theta or whatever it's called, being the standard deviation. And the X with the line over it being the same or similar. Oh gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just the whole, was it the level of significance or p-value thing?
Uh-huh.
I thought that symbol just looked a lot like the standard deviation, so I got it confused once or twice.
Yeah, Project 3 took me like,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, 12, 13
go back
hours.
and learn my
I was doing the same thing. I was thinking in my head on something, and then eventually I switched it up. Waking up was like,
anyway.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like something fell out of the sky and hit me in the head, and I just had the answer in the morning.
Yeah, it was a little different getting used
Coding is not
to.
easy, I'll say that.
Yeah. All right, well, should we start the quiz, or?
Let's go ahead and start the quiz, and you can catch up, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
No, by all means.
You did? Oh, yeah, awesome. So
Yeah, you can message me on the WhatsApp thing, you know, the one message I sent you is personal. Just send me something. If you want to do something like this again, we can set it up and match up our schedules. All right. Well then, no problem. Have a good one.
Question 3. You guys there?
Yep.
Which hypothesis?
Practically.
Oh, sorry. We'll wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Which hypothesis involves equality, the equal sign? Well, is that the null hypothesis?
Yep.
Yeah. Got the easy one. I got the easy one.
Woohoo!
What's up there all the way?
All right, I'll go next. The p-value is the probability of obtaining a sample statistic at least as extreme as the one that was actually observed. Use this information to answer the next question. Remember that the p-value is the probability of obtaining a sample. Okay, it just said that. Okay. When computing the p-value, which hypothesis do you assume to be true?
Don't we assume the null?
Yeah, I think you always assume
null.
the null unless you can prove it isn't.
Prove otherwise?
Yeah.
All right. So suppose the null hypothesis is h to the null or not, whatever you call that thing. The mu equal 10 or the mean equal 10. Use the information below for the next question. Which of the following represents the alternative hypothesis for a two-tailed test? So that would be the h to the a mu equal not 10 would be the third one down.
Yeah.
One of the last few equals, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Which of the following represents the alternative hypothesis for a left-handed tail? Well, I had the hypothesis, alternative, mu, less than 10.
Right.
And that's the one with the big N to 10, right?
Yes.
Is that less-
It's
Does
equal to
the-
10 and
I never learned my less than, greater than, so this has been kind of interesting for me. My grandchildren are going, yes, that's right.
So we're saying it's the first one?
Yeah, first one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Aaron, your turn.
Right. Okay. Question 7. Which of the following represents an alternative hypothesis for a right-tailed test? Well, that would just be the other one.
Yep. Going the other way.
all right. Remember that we determine the outcome of a hypothesis test by comparing the p-value to the level of significance, or whatever that symbol is.
Alpha.
Use this information to the alpha. That's
Yep.
an alpha?
Yep.
Use this information to answer the next 2 questions. Which relationship would result in failing to reject the null hypothesis?
That was
I
the
don't know.
p-value is greater than alpha, right? Isn't it? Is a p-value?
I'd have to go back to my notes.
I think it was if p-value is greater, then it fails to reject it. If it's less than it rejects it.
Well, we'll go with that, and we'll find out. How we do.
Hi, Zach.
I'll trust you.
So which one did you say it was? The first one?
Yeah.
Right.
When are you gonna be home?
I wrote down stuff.
I think so. Or was it? Is it p-value or z-score?
I remember talking about the z-score.
If the p-value is high, we would fail to reject.
Yeah.
If the p-value is low, we would reject.
So
So
it is
what-
higher.
What's it asking us?
Oh, okay. I remember. We use the z-score to find the p-value. All right. So it is. So it is the first one.
Yeah, but you have fully, you have someone doing all the good stuff?
All right.
Oh, aren't you? Oh,
Hey, Zach.
a big expensive.
Hey there.
How you doing? You want to get caught up?
Yes, please, and thank you.
I hear. Gotcha. Yeah, give me a call when you're gonna be home and I'll bring him by you.
Tell us when you have your quiz open there and you're ready.
Oh, I'm open and ready.
Yeah, give me a call. Let me know.
So on question
Yeah,
3,
bye.
the
Yes.
equal sign means that it's the null hypothesis, which I
Right.
call involves equality.
All right.
Okay. So when computing the p-value, which hypothesis do you assume to be true? Which one would you assume to be true? We always assume the null is true. So for 4, it's null also.
Okay.
Number 5. Which of the following represents the alternative hypothesis for a two-tailed test? It's the equal sign with a line through it. Hypothesis, alternative, mu, not equal to 10. That would be a two-tailed. That's the only one that's two-tailed. The other two, the equal, greater than, less than, is a one-tailed.
Is it your meeting tonight?
Okay, you got that?
Yep.
All right, 6. You know that answer?
Let's see. Which of the following represents the alternative hypothesis for a left failed test? And wouldn't that be the second one? Or sorry, the first?
Yep.
No?
No, yes, you're right.
Okay.
First one.
Gotcha.
Number 7, of course, would be the opposite because it's now right.
Right.
Okay. Number 8, which relationship would result in failing to reject the null hypothesis? I was saying that if the p-value is high, we would fail to reject.
Right.
So if the p-value is low, we would reject. So if the p-value is greater than alpha, that'd be the large number, so we would fail to reject it, right? Oh, it's the first one.
That sounds right, yeah.
Next one's yours. That's where we're at.
Okay. Which relationship would result in rejecting the null hypothesis? And I would say that would be rejecting the null hypothesis. Would it be the third one? What am I?
And rejecting it, I think, would be the second one.
Right, great.
It's just
A number,
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's just hard for me to see with this, how short the little window is to scroll.
I have to change my viewing from like 100% to 80% to expand, make that little window expand enough to see.
Oh, does that actually work?
Yeah, if I go up and I change my zoom to like 80%, then that window gets just a little bit larger because everything else is a little smaller.
Okay.
And then I get a little better viewing
yeah.
window.
Yeah, that works.
Because then instead of having like, 1 to 2 inches that I'm looking at least I get
Right.
like, maybe 3 inches.
Yeah, that works. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, question 10 then now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it me who's reading now?
It's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. An insurance company is reviewing its current policy rates. When originally setting the rates, they believed that the average claim amount was $1,500. They are concerned that the true mean is actually higher than this. Use the information for the next 2 questions. Which of the following would be an appropriate alternative hypothesis?
Okay. Well,
So the average claim amount is greater than 1,500 since they're concerned it's
that
higher.
actually is number 3, the third one down.
Yeah.
Not equal to in your case, and it's not less than.
Yep.
Then it's greater
Third
than.
one.
Third one. Okay. My turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Your turn? Okay. Which of the following would be the appropriate null hypothesis? The average claim amount is equal to $1,500.
That's what I have.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So the insurance company randomly selects n equal 40 claims and calculates a sample mean of 1,650. So the next 3 questions, the insurance company assumes the distribution of the sample mean is normal. Is this a good assumption? If the sample mean is normal, then it's a large sample size.
Right.
It is a good assumption since the sample size is large. Is the sample size large? No, n equal 40. So 40 in our case would be large. So I'd go with the top one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Question 13. What theorem or law justifies your answer to the previous question?
Central
And-
limit theorem.
Yeah, definitely. All the way.
I think that's the only one we talked about so far, haven't we? Okay.
Well, the law of large numbers too, but that ain't it.
Yep. All right, which of the following is the test statistic as defined in this lesson? Is it S?
Unless it's the
Maybe we should actually look that one up.
N, the test statistic, it shows like,
N's
But
the
isn't the n the number of
the
people?
sample. Yeah.
yes,
Because n's the number of like I know the rest of these symbols aren't it, so I assume that it's s.
right.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I've selected
The Z
too.
score is the Z score, and
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
X
Right.
bar
Yes.
is not it.
yeah, the X bar is yeah, sample mean, so it's not it. Okay, has to be it. Okay. All righty. The historical means of sales receipts at a grocery store is $150 with standard deviation of 40. The store manager suspects that the average has decreased. She sets up the hypothesis test with the hypotheses. HO me equals 150 and then is less than 150. She will use a level of significance of alpha 0.05. She then takes the simple random sample of 36 sales receipts from her store and computes the sample mean or X bar of 144. Use this information to answer the next 4 questions. So we're all going to get a chance on this one.
Yeah.
What is the score associated with this test? Well, let's see here. Negative 0.900. Anybody?
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, so then we have to put it in the other thing all that. So negative 0.900.
All right.
Oh, they don't have the thing at the top, do they? Oh, there it is.
Find it? Yeah, look.
Yeah.
What is the p-value associated with the z-score from the previous question?
That's just everything in the middle. Oh no, that's everything to the left. 0.1841.
That's what I got.
Yep, me too. But it's just 3 decimal points, so just 0.184.
Yeah.
So that's less than the, no, that's more than the,
More than the 0.900. Or
well,
is it?
I mean, it's more than the alpha, so that means it's not wrong. It's not disproven.
So we're going to fail to reject.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next question. Look at that.
Thank you.
There it is.
So we're going to fail to reject it. Okay. You can have the next one.
Is that one mine?
I think so.
What is your conclusion for this problem? We have sufficient evidence that the true population mean is less than 150. The last one.
No, we have insufficient evidence because we were failed to reject it.
Oh,
We have insufficient evidence that the true population mean is less than 150. Is that it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's correct?
It'd have to be less than 0.05. Then we'd have
Right.
sufficient evidence.
okay. Told you I have to
Right.
go back and redo some of that.
Oh no, you're good.
19. There are 2 types of errors that can be made when performing a hypothesis test. Which one involves rejecting the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis is true? And I would say, hang on a second. That would be type 2, right?
Type 1.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Sorry. Looking at the wrong box.
If we're rejecting it, right? If we fail to reject it, it's type 2. If we reject it, it's type 1. That I understood. Okay. My turn? No. A researcher decided that instead of using a level of significance of alpha 0.05, he will use an alpha of 0.01. Which of the following will be true? Oh, well, I have no idea. The probability of the type 1 error will increase. The probability of type 2 error will increase. The probability that the null hypothesis is true will decrease, and his experience will be more scientifically valid.
I think it's type 2.
Will increase.
Yeah, so here it says, we do not want to commit type 1 errors, so why not choose a very small value for alpha? If we choose alpha to be so small that we rarely commit type 1 error, what will happen to the probability of committing type 2 error? And then it goes on to say type 2 error becomes more.
So it will increase if we use
Yeah. Yep.
So if we used a 0.10, it would have been an increase in the type 1.
Right.
Opposite.
That would be an increase.
Okay. All right. I have no idea how to do this one. Okay. I know it's not me, but I'm looking.
I think we're all looking.
Is it me? I don't know. If alpha equals 0.05, compute the possibility of committing a type 1 error. I don't know.
I didn't even see anything like this in the reading or the notes or in any of the videos.
Okay.
Well, are there any formulas that have that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, so if the significance is that, compute the probability of committing a type 1 error.
Put that here.
All right, 4.7, it had some examples here. The standard deviation is...
Oh!
We use the output for this?
Oh my goodness, I'm so
They have
silly.
to create a z-score or something like that. I'm looking at 4.7 and it starts talking about, and I see the alpha and 0.05.
It's 1 over 20.
Hmm?
That,
Oh.
How'd you get that?
How
do you figure out it's 1 over 20?
Well, it says it in 4.5. It says we choose alpha to be some small number so that the probability of committing a type 1 error is low. The most common value for alpha is equal to 0.05. This is equal to 1 over 20. So
we have to round to 2 decimals.
So it'll be wrong 1 out of 20 times, basically.
So it's 0.20?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's the only thing that I can see that has anything to do with
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's submit it and see what happens.
Yep.
Fun.
Well, it says round to 2 decimal places.
Yeah, so 0.20.
What's the probability? Would that be like just 5%?
Oh, it's not 0.20.
Okay, we've got a few.
I know it's not point.
That one is wrong. It's not 0.20.
I'm sorry. It isn't 1 over 20 isn't 20. That's 1 over 5.
Yeah, I can tell you it's wrong. I submitted it, and number 14 is wrong as well.
Yeah, it's not S.
Yeah, it's not S.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's just 0.05. That's weird. Is that really what it is?
0.05.
That's what I'm thinking is, well, 1 over 20 is 0.05. Well, I'll tell you 1 second because I'll submit right now.
But the S is wrong on number 14.
All right, let me just save everything and come on, submit.
Yeah, it's just 0.05 on 21.
Okay, I missed 1.
Is
Okay,
the
I'll just look
14
up
then?
other test
Number
statistics.
14 is not N. So it's not S, it's not N. It has to be, it must be Z. What is a test statistic? Statistic, the keyword is statistic. So what's a statistic versus,
So I did something
Yeah,
dumb
it
and I
must be.
didn't.
well, the X with the bar, the X bar would be part of a sample, and then part of samples are part of statistics.
Yeah, when I'm looking at test statistics, it's all coming in the book. It's all looking like it's actually Z. That's interesting.
Okay, so I forgot to write down the answers before I skipped out. I'm gonna have to have someone reread me every answer.
I don't know, Zach.
We're going to test you on each one of these.
Yeah, Z is the test statistic. Okay, that's good to know.
All right, so we're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah. Right there now.
That's so interesting though that the last question is just 0.05.
That was kind of almost a quick question.
So the probability is itself.
Harder
That's
there.
so interesting.
It's right there in front of you if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, it's just like, what is it? It's right there.
That was the hardest one too. Looking right at the answer.
Okay. $14 is okay. Are you getting the answers there, Zach?
I'm getting all the ones that I know. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, that it would just save my answers, or that, I don't know.
You can actually go back in and see what your previous answers were, I think. You can go back into your
I
previous
can't
test.
now because I'm already in taking the quiz again.
Oh, you just have to open a new tab.
All right. Let's see.
So you've got 3.
Yeah, no, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'll just, like you said, open it up, look, and compare. So won't hold you guys up any longer.
No, no worries.
We're here to help.
Yeah. So what are you stuck on there?
Oh, no, I just, like I said, I had quit the quiz before I had written down all the answers we had. So, you know, now it's refilling them in. That's all it is.
So 21 was 0.05.
Yes.
Same as.
Yes. So I guess the probability is just whatever decimal point it is.
Okay, Zach, what do you need help with? Which one? I've got to go anyway, so I got to go out and go back in.
Oh, I hadn't written anything down, so I'm just going in, picking out the ones I know offhand, and then I'll just fill in the rest. It's fine.
I'm retaking, so I can go over with you.
Yeah, I'm retaking at the same time too. So we're all retaking. We could go one at a time and reiterate our answers.
2 is true.
Yeah.
3 is null.
4 is null.
4 is null. 5 is the not equal sign. Or 5 is not equal sign.
Right.
6 is the first one. 7 is the other side. pointing at the 10. Are we going too fast?
Nope.
8 is the big side.
First.
Yeah, so first one.
Yeah.
Number 9, it would be the second one. Number 10 is greater than
Third one.
the third one. 11 is equal to, so it's the first one. 12.
The first one.
The first one. And
13's the middle.
yeah, central limit.
14's got to be the second one.
It's got to be Z then, huh?
That's what I.
No. Are you guys on
It's not
14?
Z? Yeah.
14 is not Z.
No, not the Z. It should be the top one. The
No,
X
4
bar, because the X bar
No, 14
That
is
is
associated. 14 is Z?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It's X bar, right?
No.
Z, did you get it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you look back in the book, it tells you that the test statistics can be seen as Z, or Z can be a test statistic.
Oh. Okay, that's good to know then. Thank you.
How far back for that one? All the way back. Oh, okay. So 15 is the negative 900.
Yeah, negative 0.900.
Okay.
Hey, hon, I'm in the middle of a test. Can I call you back?
Yeah, call me back.
Okay, 16 is the 0.184. Are you guys way ahead of me now?
184.
No,
I-
no, that's fine. I'm with you.
Failed to reject. Okay. 17 is failed to reject. 18 is insufficient. Means less than 150. I picked out 2 key words.
Right.
The third one.
And then type 1. And
The second one. Right.
error will increase, yeah. And then let's all put 0.05.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. That should be it, right? Unless I mess something up.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Which I did. It says I have one unanswered question. So let me go back. Oh my gosh. What did I miss? Oh, I didn't get the box checked for the central limit theorem. Maybe I better go check these. I hate when that happens. Anyway, I got
Well,
them.
Yep. That's all right.
and I missed one because I accidentally marked the wrong thing at the top.
Oh, no.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would expand and let you have a larger area to see what you're looking at.
Well, that's one of the gripes I'm definitely complaining about when they take the surveys again.
I wonder if there's a way to put the quiz up and then make this sharing screen really small up in the corner or something.
Or somehow doing this test, it needs to come out, either pop into its own box so that it could be more full screen.
Yeah,
Right.
That would be helpful.
that would be helpful.
There's a little tiny thing inside the whole other window is not beneficial.
No, it's
Oh,
not
well.
at all.
All righty. Well, thank you guys. Been
All right, thanks you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Understood more than we thought we did, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, you should-
good for us. Woohoo!
You should be good on the homework.
Yeah. All righty.
We'll see y'all
All
Monday.
right.
See ya.
All right,
Take
have
care.
a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bam.
Bye.